Right now at noon, authorities had been on high alert after numerous reports of stolen presents, vandalized decorations, and general holiday chaos attributed to the green-skinned troublemaker.
And the Grinch is going to play a role in our Christmas forecast. We'll talk about that and our warm and windy day today coming up.
Plus, global supply chains could be disrupted as attacks continue on merchant ships in the Red Sea.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on KOAM News at Noon. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. A Christmas blow mold collector got a chance to spread his passion along with Christmas cheer. If you don't know what that is, it's actually a type of decoration. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
It's just something that even when I see them in others' yards, they just spark a certain Christmas joy because it's something that I grew up with.
Since the age of 8, Dustin Molinaro has been collecting Christmas blow molds, a hobby he picked up from his grandparents.
Kind of started slow. I had the same ones for several years, and then as I became an adult, it kind of just blew up because then I had my own money to spend on what I wanted, and that ended up being a lot of Christmas decor blow molds specifically.
This holiday season, the Joplin History and Mineral Museum is showing off his collection, but only a third of it.
I have about 350. There's about 120 here in the museum, about 100 in my front yard, and about 100 inside my house.
This isn't the first time his collection has been on display, yet sharing his passion makes him feel young.
I still feel the same way like when I was 8 when I see Christmas displays set up, and even going back to, I think it was 2005, I won an award when I lived in Colorado still.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The collection will be on display at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum till mid-January.
And it's been a warm and windy day out there. Now, I know it's still technically chilly, but it's warmer than where we have been, and it's going to continue to be that way. We've also got the mostly cloudy skies to contend with. We've got some thicker clouds here and there, and some thinner clouds here and there as well. That's why we call it mostly cloudy. But these clouds have lots of friends off to the west, and they'll continue to move on into the area. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline. We are getting sunshine, but you can also see, since they've got the camera zoomed in, it is shaking a bit out there with those strong southerly winds. Our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Take a look at those flags whipping in the breeze. There are some of those clouds, and there's some of those blue skies. Again, that's why it's mostly cloudy, not completely. And I love when this does this. Well, we started the day yesterday at a reasonable level, made it up to 43, so a little below where we are supposed to be. And now we're going to go above where we're supposed to be. In fact, we're at our average right now, but again, temperatures not done rising. 47 in Joplin, 46 in Pittsburgh, 46 in Parsons, 45 Chanute, 48 Oswego, Welch, and Miami, and 47 over in Neosho. As we go through the evening, again, mostly cloudy, breezy. Temperatures are going to fall back into the lower 40s and just hang out there. And there's also a pretty mean green dude hanging around in the 4 states. Not only do I understand, is he causing some havoc for folks,
yes,
he's going to play a role in our Christmas forecast as well. We'll talk about that here in just a few more minutes.
Right? That's right, Chris. You're not the only Grinch in town. It turns out that the Grinch was actually discovered trying to steal Christmas in Coffeyville. In the early morning hours of Tuesday, the Coffeyville PD received word that the Grinch was in our area for his parole officer. GPS tracking from the Grinch's ankle monitor showed him coming into town on the train tracks. Officers later received video from a witness showing the Grinch sneaking into town near 11th and Buckeye. Officers checked the area and were able to locate the ankle monitor, which had been removed. We asked the public to make sure that your gifts are locked up and keep your eyes open for this green menace. And 'tis the season for giving, and what better way to embody that spirit than shopping for loved ones and showing young ones the significance of family and generosity. Last night, Foster Adopt Connect Joplin and Precious Moments Chapel partnered together to do just that. KOAM's Elise Noe has more.
During the holiday season, cookies, twinkling lights, Santa Claus, and of course presents take center stage in children's minds. Foster Adopt Connect Joplin is blending these festive elements with the spirit of generosity, inviting foster families and communities to shop for their loved ones, and a special holiday pop-up hosted by Precious Moments Chapel in Carthage.
So this holiday pop-up is really designed as a place where kids and families can come, experience a little bit of holiday joy, and get to shop. And so they get to shop for gifts for a loved one and themselves.
With 2 years in the 4-state area, Foster Adopt recognizes the importance of ensuring every child has a gift for someone in their family.
Getting to share at the holiday, like that's what it's all about, right? It's that giving joy. And so being able to equip kids to show up with gifts and be prideful in that giving, and when they receive, it feels like a reciprocal exchange rather than maybe taking charity.
Kids got to choose 6 items from the Precious Moments gift shop while enjoying holiday crafts, hot cocoa, popcorn, and a visit from Santa.
Oh, the popcorn was a 10 out of 10. I shopped for my grandpa. He lives all the way in Galena, Kansas. And I also shopped for my Dodo. That's what we call her. She is not too far from here.
Families were also treated to a candlelight walk to the chapel, learning about its history. In Carthage, Missouri, Elise Snowy, KOAM News.
And this was Foster Adopt's second annual holiday pop-up event. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in the 4 states region. Up next on KOAM News at Noon, we have new details on the deadly earthquake that hit China this morning. And later, we're making cheesy cornbread and chili bake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Stay tuned. The Pentagon says Houthi rebels in Yemen have launched more than 100 drone and missile attacks on at least 10 merchant ships in the Red Sea. The attacks have prompted shipping companies to stop using faster trade routes through the Red Sea, meaning that you could end up paying more for just about everything you buy. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
Secretary of State Lloyd Austin met with sailors stationed in Bahrain and thanked them for giving up their holidays in order to carry out their mission.
You're here to keep the international sea lanes open and to keep global commerce flowing freely.
Bahrain is one of 10 countries to sign on to the U.S. newly announced pact designed to protect shipping in the Red Sea. Houthi rebels in Yemen now control the entrance to the Red Sea, and they have launched drone and missile attacks on cargo ships heading to the Suez Canal. About 15% of all global trade goes through that choke point. Now, shipping companies are suspending operations in the area, rerouting their ships all the way around Africa, costing time and money. Dr. Ian Ralby is a maritime analyst.
The Red Sea, which is one of the critical choke points around the world, is being inhibited by the Houthi aggression. And that is going to affect the price of every good, from food to clothes to cars to all kinds of household items, all the way through to our energy supplies.
The Houthis, which are backed by Iran, say they're carrying out these attacks in retaliation for Israel's war against Hamas, which is supported by and aided by the U.S. American ships already in the Red Sea have been busy shooting down drones and missiles aimed at Israel, including 14 on Saturday alone.
These reckless Houthi attacks are a serious international problem, and they demand a firm international response.
Yemen has promised to continue the attacks until Israel halts the war in Gaza. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The Houthis say they are going to launch an attack on cargo ships at least once every 12 hours. Bahrain, Canada, France, Italy, the Seychelles, and the United Kingdom are among the countries who have signed on to patrol the Red Sea in an attempt to protect the cargo ships. And in China this morning, a powerful earthquake has killed more than 120 people and injured hundreds more. Survivors were left outside in below freezing weather while rescuers dug through the wreckage. The 6.2 magnitude quake hit the Gansu region, a remote and mountainous part of northwest China. Elizabeth Palmer has more on the country's deadliest quake in more than a decade.
Security footage from inside a Gansu restaurant shows everything was normal until the quake struck. At a minute to midnight, customers and staff ran for their lives. Throughout the night, rescue workers combed through the wreckage of collapsed buildings, pulling those they could reach to safety and handing out coats and blankets to survivors stranded in the bitter cold. Cell phone video shows the damage to one family home, but at least it didn't collapse. In this poor rural area of northwestern China, many buildings did, killing or injuring the people asleep inside. China mobilized its military, and all day Tuesday, soldiers joined the search for survivors. They cleared rubble and handed out tents and food while heavy equipment worked to clear landslides. Another deadly earthquake hit this region in 2010, and local people know from experience that as the rescue operation continues, the number of dead and injured is bound to rise. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Tokyo.
Still to come on KOAM News at Noon, we see what's cooking with Mr. Food.
What could be better than a big pot of chili with some homemade cornbread? The only thing I can think of is, well, stick around and I'll show you.
But first, it is warm, it is breezy, and we have rain on the way. We're going to take a look at that forecast when the KOAM News at Noon returns. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. So we've had mostly cloudy skies. That doesn't mean we haven't seen any sunshine, hence why they're mostly, not completely cloudy. And it's been breezy, and I know it's chilly, but temperature's warmer, and they're going to continue to warm up ahead of some rain chances that are on the way. This is a live look at the MoDOT camera, 20th in range line. Of course, zoomed in a bit. Now, at the beginning of the noon, we had a little more sunshine, but those clouds have thusly blocked it out, and therefore it's a little bit darker, a little bit grayer out there. But you can see from our camera on top of the Cornell complex, the sun not completely blocked out, but you can see where those clouds are rolling in. And take a look at the flags on City Hall just whipping in the wind. And the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th, just south of Pittsburgh. At the beginning of the noon, again, you may recall where there were shadows and things out here. There was plentiful sunshine under those clouds, but as you can see, we are socked in with them once again. 47 in Joplin. Does feel like 41, though, with that south-southwest breeze at 15, gusting upwards of 23, and gusts up to 30 will not be unheard of out there. 46 in Pittsburgh, feeling like 39. So even though we're going to be a bit warmer today because of that strong southerly wind, it's still going to feel pretty darn chilly out there. Got 42 in Iola, 45 in Fort Scott, 46 in Parsons, Lamar, Nevada, Carthage, 48s in Independence, Sedan, Chautauqua, Miami, Newada, and some 49s a little further south, Grove, Anderson, and Bentonville. For the rest of the day, we're still looking at highs right into the lower 50s, so just a bit above normal out there. And while those mostly cloudy skies, gusty south winds pushing again upwards of 30 miles an hour. The gusty winds will continue into tonight. We fall back into the low 40s, so not quite where we're supposed to be. In fact, not a lot of change in the temperature overall through the day. That's only, about 10, 11 degree difference there between day and night. Still mostly cloudy, still breezy. South winds still gusting upwards of 30. Winds pick up tomorrow, start gusting out of the south around 35. Could see a sprinkle or two as clouds roll into the area, but we're otherwise looking at a cloudy day. A lot more clouds, a lot less sun, but still considerably warmer as we go into the upper 50s. So here's what we're looking at as we go into Wednesday. We've got those cloudy skies, we got that southerly breeze, we've got that chance of a stray sprinkle or two. By Thursday afternoon and into the evening, we're going to start to see showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. No severe weather or anything like that, but some much needed rain begins across the area. It continues overnight Thursday into Friday early morning, and then by the second half of our Friday, we're warm again, and we get this momentary pause. Then, as we go into Saturday afternoon and heading into our Sunday, another round of showers and possible thunderstorms will begin to roll into the area, and that will last into our Christmas. So that green rain on there, while we need it, it's going to kind of grinch up the Christmas a little bit and rain for us. Showers again all the way through next week. Temperatures, though, well above average. We go upper 50s, even lower 60s. We're looking at 60 on Christmas Eve day with some thunderstorm chances, 62 on Christmas Day. Yeah, Christmas Day, 62. Not Christmassy at all. Temperatures do try and fall back a little bit as we head into next week, and we also hold on to at least some shower chances as we head into next week as well. So we're getting some much needed rain. It's just unfortunate that A, it's going to rain on Christmas, and B, it's going to be in the low 60s on Christmas. Now, I know there's going to be some folks that they are perfectly fine with that.
Yes.
But there's going to be others, I don't like the cold, but I mean, it's Christmas. It's supposed to be cold. If we're not going to get snow, it should at least be cold, and it's not going to do either of those things.
All right, we'll make the most of it, though, Chris.
We will. We always do.
All right, well, stick around because we're making cheesy cornbread and chili bake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. It's time to check in with Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Today he's combining two favorites in a casserole that is so good, no matter how full you are, you'll be saying just one more bite. It's called cheesy cornbread and chili bake. Take a look.
If you feel a bit overwhelmed this time of year, you're not alone. I mean, between all the decorating, shopping, and entertaining, there's a lot going on. And that's why we've created today's recipe just for you. It's an all-in-one chili bake that tastes amazing, and it'll be a real lifesaver in the weeks to come. What we do is saute some onion, garlic, and ground beef in a soup pot until no pink remains. Now we add a can of crushed tomatoes, some red kidney beans that we've drained, and a bunch of off-the-shelf spices. Now we'll give this a stir and let it simmer until all the flavors come together. Then into a baking dish it goes, and we top it with a box of cornbread muffin mix that we added some shredded cheddar cheese to make it extra special. Then into the oven it goes. When it's ready, boy, are you ever in for a treat. You see, the bottom layer is one of the best homemade chilies I've ever tasted, and the cheesy cornbread really takes it over the top. To get the recipe for our cheesy cornbread and chili bake, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a cheesy chili way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Good?
Cheesy. To find this recipe along with many others, just head over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com and click on Mr. Food. Now here's a look at the 4 state market prices.
We've got ourselves a slightly warmer day today in the low 50s. Temperatures continue to climb, upper 50s, low 60s. Showers and even a couple of thunderstorms possible Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and on Christmas Day itself. Christmas Day, not feeling like Christmas at all. We go into the low 60s.
Wow.
Right. All right. Well, what do you have for us this evening?
Well, a lot coming up at 5. For starters, about 1 in 8 women who've given birth experience symptoms of postpartum depression. Now the first oral treatment for women with PPD is available. Plus, meet the Joplin medical student behind this birthday celebration video that has millions of views on TikTok, millions, and a successful food drive gets one Joplin principal in a sticky situation. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.